In our previous session, we have seen how to create a new session as part of a specific event by clicking on this add session link, and we'll get a form over here to create the session. And once we click on save button, this session will get saved and it will appear as part of this event, as part of this sessions array. Okay. So now if we have a requirement in such a case that whatever the sessions displayed as part of this specific event should not be displayed on this page with all the descriptions over here, means I want to make sure that I want to display only the title of the session, and on click of that title only I should be able to see the description about that session. Okay, since it becomes like too much data in this page, we'll reduce that by making use of at the rate input and collapsible well. Okay, let's see how to implement that in this video. Let's switch to Visual Studio Code. Here, as part of session list.component.html, here we have a div class over here with div class equals well. So now let's get rid of this and let's introduce collapsible well over here. So I'll just remove this, and here I'm going to introduce collapsible hyphen well. Okay, and I'll specify over here title. This will be equal to session.name. Okay, and this collapsible will end over here. I'll remove this div and paste it over here. So now since we are displaying the session name as title, okay, using this binding, we can get rid of this h4 where we are displaying the session.name. Okay, we can get rid of this. Let's save these changes for this file, that is session-list.component.html. Now what next we have to do? The next step what we have to do is we have to create a new file, that is new component for this collapsible well. This collapsible well.component.ts we have to create. So let's create a new folder over here inside app. We'll create a new folder with name as common, and inside this folder let's create a new file as collapsible well.component.ts. Now as part of this component what we have to do, we have to specify a click event in such a way that it should toggle between the visible content of the session and hide the content of the session, such a way that, see, for example, I'll just show you over here as part of this application. If I show over here, now here this is the content and all these sessions are getting displayed, right? On click of this session name, that is the title, the visible content, that is whatever the description of that session, has to be hidden whenever I'm clicking on that. And again, if I click on that, what should happen? It should toggle between, like, showing the descriptive, showing the description of that particular session and hiding the description of that session. Okay, let's see how we can do that. Now here as part of this component, let's import component as well as input from angular slash code. Okay, now we'll decorate this with at the red component, and here we are going to specify the selector. I'm going to give the name as collapsible hyphen well. Okay, and we have to specify the template for this. Let's specify the template. Inside this template we want to display in such a way that we have to create a div here with click event, such that this click event will be triggered on calling this method, that is toggle content method. Toggle content. Okay, and here we'll specify some class for this with well pointable. Okay. Now what next? We'll specify header over here, h4 class equals well hyphen title. Specify the title over here. This we can access by making use of interpolation, double curly braces title. Okay. We want to display this header over here. And another thing what we have to do is, in order to specify a condition over here by using ngif, what we are going to do is we can make use of ng hyphen content directive such a way that on condition whenever it becomes true, when the boolean flag becomes true, the description of that particular session will be displayed, and whenever the boolean becomes false, the description of that particular session will be hidden. So let's do that now. Here we can specify ng hyphen content, can specify a condition over here by using ng if equals visible. Okay, and we'll close ng hyphen content over here. Okay, so now what next we have to do, as part of this component we have to specify class, export class collapsible well component. Okay, and here inside this class, let's specify at the rate input parameter. Here I have to get the title, right? So title, which is of type string. Okay, and another thing what we have to specify over here, to toggle between visible and not visible, we'll create visible of type boolean equals true. Okay, so this is the flag which we are using over here. Whenever this visible becomes true, what will happen? Ng content, that the description of that particular session will get displayed on our event, wherever all the sessions are getting displayed for that particular event. And whenever this visible will become false, whenever this property becomes false, what will happen? It will hide the content, hide the description of that particular session. Okay, and what next we have to do? Here you can observe that click event, we are triggering this method, that is toggle content method. So let's implement that method inside this collapsible well component. So toggle content method, here I have to toggle between visible and not visible, so we can use this dot visible equals not of this dot visible. That's it. So these are the required changes we have to do as part of collapsible hyphen well dot component dot ts. We are triggering this particular method on click of this particular title. Title, what is the title? Title is the session name. Here you can observe session hyphen list dot component dot html. Here you can see that we are binding this session dot name to title. Okay, so that particular title I am getting over here by making use of at the rate input parameter. Okay, and this particular title, whenever I am clicking on that, we are triggering this click event which will call toggle content method. This method, what we are going to do, we are going to toggle between visibility of the description of that particular session. Okay, whenever we are clicking on it, it will display whenever this visible will become true, this property becomes true, and whenever this becomes false, it will hide the description of that particular session. Okay, these are the required changes which we have to do as part of session list component html and collapsible well component ts. So what next? Now the Angular needs to know what are the changes which we have done, and we have created a new component, right? So what is the next step? As part of concluding this, we have to actually register this component as part of app.module.ts, which is a regular approach which we are following. So as part of app.module.ts, app.module.ts, let's register collapsible well component. Okay, so here we can specify inside app.module.ts, here we can specify collapsible well component from this particular path, that is slash common slash collapsible hyphen well dot component, because this common is a folder which we created, right, inside this app folder. which we created this folder, and we have placed this component inside this common folder. So that is the path for this. And we have to include this component as part of declarations array. So as part of declarations array, let's include collapsible well component. That's it. So these are the changes which we have to do as part of toggling the visibility of the content, that is the session description, for a particular event. Now let's compile this project and let's see the output. Okay, so let's compile this project by using npm space start. Our project is getting compiled, building the modules. It got compiled successfully and hosted on http://localhost:4200. Now let's open this link and see the output. Okay, here you can see the list of events getting displayed on our web page. Now let me click on an event. Here you can see all the sessions are getting displayed over here, right? On click of any of the session, here you can see the description got hidden over here. So this way we can hide the description of the particular session. And on click of this session only, we'll be able to see description of that particular session. So here we are toggling between visibility of the description of that particular session of that particular event. Okay, this is called as content projection. So whatever we want to project the content on our web page, we can make use of this collapsible hyphen well. Okay, inside session hyphen list.component.html. This is inside session hyphen list.component.html. It is because you can see over here whatever the content getting displayed on this particular page is the list of sessions, right? Is the list of sessions and event description here you can see over here, which is as part of session-list.component.html, which you can see under event-details folder. So in this particular event details, we are displaying all the session list over here. And as part of all the session list, what we are going to do, we are going to introduce this collapsible well, and we are binding this session name to this particular title property. And on click of that title, what should happen? It should toggle the visibility of the description of that particular session over here. That's what we have done so far in this video. So thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Please like, comment, and share this video, and kindly subscribe to my channel in order to watch more videos. Click on that bell icon so that you'll start receiving notifications whenever I'm uploading a new video.